Hey guys, this is Mario Flores, hoping to enlighten you today about your future bodybuilding experience. Welcome to Bench Pressing for Dummies. Before we get started on the ergonomic issues of a bench press and improper technique, I'd like to share some information with you about the importance of this project. Many of you may think of weightlifting as an activity you do to keep a healthy physique, but in reality, it is also a workplace for the most elite athletes. A new study from the New York Times finds that from 1990 to 2007, nearly 1 million Americans wound up in emergency rooms with weight training injuries, and that annual injuries increased more than 48%. The study also showed that injuries for women were also increasing. For teams like the New York Giants, keeping their highest paid player healthy and on the field is a big concern, but due to improper lifting techniques and bench press design, Will Beatty suffered a pectoral tear that put him out for several months. Another example is Jerick McKinnon, who hurt his back doing the same lift. Now that you know the proper technique is important, you will hopefully be inclined to listen to the rest of this presentation, where you will learn about the rights and wrongs of proper bench press techniques.
One of the most common lifts performed is the flat bench press. This is a great lift that works the triceps, chest, and as well as muscles in the back and shoulders. The bench press is one of the most common lifts and looks simple to do. However, when not performed with the correct technique, the lifter is at risk of serious injury. There are many misconceptions and mistakes that are associated with bench press. The four most common mistakes when bench pressing are elbows flaring, flat back, hips come off the bench, and shoulder blades not pulled together.
Proper bench press technique involves the user assuming a good starting position and moving the bar in the correct motion. The back needs to be arched, and the shoulder blades should be pulled together. When the bar is lowered to the chest, the angle formed by the side of the body and the upper arm should be about 45 degrees. In the video shown, this man is using good technique to perform the lift. His back is arched, his shoulder blades are pulled together, and he is moving the bar in the correct motion. His upper arms and his body are also forming the correct angle. The flat bench typically used for bench press is very simple. It is a rectangular shaped bench that is completely flat on the top. The design does not encourage the user to assume any posture, increasing the likelihood of injury due to improper technique.
When designing a new bench press, 3 things needed to be considered: the proper lift technique, safety and support of the lifter, and feasibility of the new design. In order to design a bench that supports proper technique, the proper technique must be understood. According to our research, the most common mistakes in form are not pinching your shoulder blades together, not having a slight arch in the back, and letting the elbows flare out. The new design bench was designed with solving these issues in mind. The new bench must also ensure the lifter that his or her chance of injury is reduced. The design must also be achievable in a manufacturing process. The new design has a raised hump in the center of the bench to support the lordotic inward arch of the lower back. A little higher up the bench, a dip is cut to more easily allow the lifter to pinch his or her shoulder blades together. With the shape of the bench, the lifter's body is fully supported during the lift. This will ensure the lifter will be at a much less risk for shoulder injury. A support is added down the middle of the dip to support the lifter's spine. This also gives space for the lifter to pull his or her shoulder blades together with no restrictions. In conclusion, safety is the #1 concern in a weight room. Whether the lifter is a professional athlete or just an average Joe, proper form is important to ensure the safety of the lifter. Our new bench design will allow the lifters from expert to beginner levels to more easily perform the bench press lift with proper form and reduce the risk of injury.